Well, we're working our way through the Psalms of Ascent to this week. We'll finish them up this week. We're at Psalm 124 right now, and these are relatively short Psalms. We're going to do Psalm 124 and 125. and if you recall back in Psalm 121, it spoke there in that particular one concerning God's protection of them. He spoke about the terrorists, the bandits that could be up on the mountains who could come down and swoop down on the pilgrims as they're headed to Jerusalem. And there it affirmed the help of the Lord, verse 2, that would protect the people as they traveled. But as we come to Psalm 124, even though the Lord is our protector, and they have great confidence in that, does not mean that there's never a time when someone might come under attack or even be taken captive. And so we know even today, many good Christians have paid a big price to follow Christ. And so Psalm 124 speaks of that type of scenario. Had it not been for the Lord who was on our side, let Israel say, had it not been for the Lord who was on our side, when men rose up against us, they would have swallowed us alive. When their anger was kindled against us, then the waters would have engulfed us, and a stream would have swept over our souls. Then the raging waters would have swept over our soul. Well, this particular psalm then, up to that point, is speaking that could be a time when the terrorists could come down and attack. And if so, the psalmist is saying, if it had not been for the Lord on our side, then we would have been swallowed up. We would have been destroyed by these attackers. But the Lord was there, and it says that He took care of them during that time. And then he goes on to verse 6, Blessed be the Lord who has not given us to be torn by their teeth. Our soul has escaped as a bird out of the snare of the trapper. The snare is broken and we have escaped. Our help is in the name of the Lord who made the heaven and the earth. So he speaks here then of maybe being under attack. 121 speaks about the danger of attack and that the Lord would help them. And now in this psalm, attack is apparently taken place, and the Lord has rescued them. Had it not been for the Lord, they would have been swallowed up by these awful people. Then Psalm 125 builds on verse 8. Verse 8 of the previous psalm says, Our help is in the name of the Lord who's made heaven and earth. And then Psalm 125 builds on that and tells us that we can trust in Him. In verse 1 he says, Those who trust in the Lord are as Mount Zion, which cannot be moved, but abides forever. As the mountains surrounding Jerusalem, so the Lord surrounds His people from this time forth and forever. So he speaks of the protection of the Lord, like a mountain that surrounds Zion, surrounds Jerusalem. So our Lord is our protector. He surrounds us. And so when those who do swoop down upon them, or try to swoop down upon them to attack, the Lord is there to protect. And so the trust is not in their weapons or their numbers of people in their caravan. Their trust is in the Lord who protects them. And then he drops on down to verse 4, and he says, Do good, O Lord, to those who are good, and to those who are upright in their hearts. So he calls on the Lord to take care of these good people traveling up to Jerusalem to celebrate the feast. But there are wicked people out there, and he has a different request for them. But as for those who turn aside to do their crooked ways, the Lord will lead them away with the doers of iniquity. Peace be upon Israel. Now, the wicked people, the ones that are trying to attack, the ones that could swoop down and do damage to the pilgrims headed up to Jerusalem, he calls on the Lord to deal with them in justice. That the Lord would lead them, would deal with them according to their deeds. And so our Lord, who does good to those who are good, he says, and he trusts the Lord to do that, will also deal in justice upon those who reject Him and rebel against Him. So his trust is not only in the Lord doing good, but the Lord also doing right and being just with those who are unjust and those who are in need of God dealing with them. He expects God to do both. So that's what these two Psalms are about. We'll look at Psalm 126 and 127 tomorrow.